Hey y'all, how you doing? How you feeling? How you doing? Every time I see you guys, I just get the biggest grin cuz I know out there you're receiving this at the right moment, and hopefully it'll make me feel a little bit more related to, and maybe make you feel a little bit related to too. I wanted to get into some things that had been on my mind that just I was like, I want to share them. And I also know you guys don't know too much about me as like who I am. So, hi, welcome to Random Acts of Esme. I am Esme. I started this channel because I wanted a place to express myself and my human experience with others. And then I realized that there's so much in my human experience that I could share naturally that I feel like maybe might help someone else, or at least they can tell me, y'all can tell me I'm not the only one, right? Like that we're in this, we actually are in this together because we are humans together. And when you do receive this message, the energy is received at the right moment. It's not what's the word? This is not a time thing. This is not a past, present, future video. This video will find you when you need to find it. And we're just going to ramble. I'm just going to ramble on about some little things about myself. So today I wanted to talk about some of the things I've struggled with and the discoveries that have come along with those struggles. And I don't know if I could call them struggles, because remember, everything, if we're looking at things as the master of our reality, because if you're listening to me, then clearly you know what I'm talking about. You know. If you don't know, you're gonna find out. Now that you've heard it, it's gonna start coming together. So it's okay. But yeah, talking about being the master of reality and calling them struggles, that's a label, right? So we don't want to give it that. So the experiences I've had, and the discoveries I've made through them. And I wanted to go through a few of those with you. So if you see me looking, I got my little notepad. I got my little notepad up here. The first one I think I wanted to get into was letting myself learn new things without criticism or expectation. So I'm a dancer. I do a bit of modeling. It's amateur modeling, but I'm claiming it. I'm a professional model, so it's all good. But I do that, and I have other platforms that I use for, just my dance shows and things like that. Anyway, I've been studying contemporary dance, like contemporary movement, and I've been taking like foundations of ballet. And it is fun. It's really fun, but at the same time, I personally feel like because of my upbringing, it's hard for me to let myself learn new things because I constantly want to just get it right. Like it's the perfectionism. And who is it? Queen Herbie said it's a form of self-abuse to be a perfectionist because you're trying too hard. That's literally what she said. And I notice how deep it goes. And I'm not sure for me if it's a mother wound or a father wound. And to be honest, I don't think it matters which wound it is, as long as I'm aware of it. Because the moment that you're aware of it, right, that's when you get into, okay, that's progress. Noticing it is progress, even if you don't know what to do with the situation. But I noticed that when I'm trying to do something that I'm excited about, that's supposed to be fun, I take it way too seriously. I want to do well. Like the first time, like I don't know how to, and I don't mean it like that. Like there is a, cause see, I'm speaking it. I am learning how to allow myself to play. Yeah, cause we're speaking it. And we know what the power of our words are, right? So that is something I have noticed about myself, is I'm at an age now, when I was younger, I'm noticing I did not spend enough time allowing myself to play. I didn't have the opportunity to because of the experiences I had. And I'm also learning how to have fun when I set a goal. Like I'll set this exciting goal, and then along the way, there'll be all this progress or not progress. And I'm just like, you made progress, next. Or or you're like, oh, you haven't done anything, you suck. Like, what's wrong? It's like, be gentle with yourself. Yeah, I'm learning how to be gentle with myself. I'm learning how to let myself have fun. What do they call it? The soft life. I'm learning to give myself the soft life internally, like not in my 3D, within my inner dialogue with myself, my relationship with myself. And so that goes into like self-talk. Like, I'm very good with self-talk because I have affirmations and I affirm, but there's a narrative that I have to remind. I guess maybe it's the inner child. Maybe it's just my inner child. Like, she's so like, oh no, what are we gonna do? We didn't get it right. And I have to be like, it's okay, you're learning. Like, we're practicing. This is you're not supposed to get it the first time. And that's such a profound message about like how I probably look at life, is like expecting myself to get the profound lesson, which in life we know there's no lesson. There's actually no lesson. You're just supposed to live and create and be joyful and at peace as much as possible and experience every part of being a human. But my brain's like, what is the meaning of my human experience? Like, I don't know. So that's something I've noticed that I've had to learn to adapt within myself, is just letting myself have a good time, letting myself have fun, letting myself like be happy. Like, we are so caught up, I was so caught up in reaching the goals and doing what I had to do as an adult, as a mother, as a, just an achiever. And maybe that's the divine feminine, right? The divine feminine of just release. It doesn't always have to be an action. It goes back into success doesn't have to look a certain way. It's a state of mind. It's an embodiment. So yeah, that's that's where I'm at with self-awareness towards letting myself learn without criticism. The criticism is still there. Hello, ego. But I know who I am. When I say we, I mean like the collective I am within this body. We know who we are. Yeah, so it's all good. Here we go. This one goes into that. Playing. I'm actually very good at playing. I actually am. But what I realized the other day is I should be playing more than I am. And I'm going to tell you why. Because when you're in a space of playing, you're in a space of peace and joy and presence. And you're completely aligned vibrationally with your surroundings, with the vibration of Mother Earth. And you're open. You're open to receive. So if you're open to receive, you're open to attract whatever it is you're calling in. So we should be in states of play often. Like, I notice I'll go out and me going for my run looks totally different than Joe up the street. Joe up the street is running. I'm like dancing down the sidewalk. Doing little side shuffle squats to the music, and because it's an experience for me, it's therapeutic experience, and I release joy, and I just, when that song comes on, I can't help it. Like, I can't just run anymore. So that to me is a form of play. When I'm dancing, it's a form of play. When I'm in costume, going up and down my neighborhood, just in my costume, I'm in a form of play. So those spaces are the space where I'm in the most peace, and I am seeking those more as I continue living. I'm noticing how important it is to have those, especially with kids. because I don't want them to just see me just being a serious person all the time. And I really do feel like play goes into how youthful you look. I really do feel like the more I allowed myself to be more childlike and to tap into my inner child and be unorthodox, be the weird one in the room, be uncomfortable being called a weirdo, being comfortable being made fun of because I intimidate others. It's not because there's anything wrong with me. It's because I am one of one. That's why I have had adults bully me in the workplace. And I didn't realize part of it was I was attracting it because of how I felt about myself. I was acknowledging that this is what was happening and focusing on it. And I didn't understand that it was because they were intimidated by me. So now looking back, it's like, no, I was dope even then and I didn't know. And I would go into the workplace like wearing a tutu, like... So if you guys wonder why I'm like all over the place, I am very much, what do they have, that ADD label? I'm very much that. So I will be all over the place and keep us on subject at the same time. So just go on the ride with me, grab yourself some tea, get some snacks. Maybe you're vacuuming. I don't know. I'm in a big mood tonight. It's been lovely. I had my tea. I want to make some more. So I might pause and go do that here in a bit. But yes, playing is something I have learned that just brings me a natural state of joy every day. And that's like any form of play. Working out can be play, running can be play, going for a walk can be play, going in your garden, like anything that makes you feel just release and peace and joy, that's your play. If it's doing your hair, your makeup, maybe you're painting, I don't know. It doesn't have to be go on a slide. But if you want to go on a slide, go on it. If you want to wear a costume, I know there's a guy on Instagram, and I'll have to look his name up. He goes on his roller skates in costume. He lives in North Carolina. He wears his costumes, these crazy like sun costumes and like all these different costumes. And he'll say these high vibrational affirmational things on camera and skate down the street. And it's so awesome. Like, I love him. Like, it's amazing because it's like he's holding space. So now I feel more than welcome to go out here and dance up and down my sidewalk around everyone in the neighborhood and not care, not care what they're thinking and just be. Because it's like, this is another point of play. We only have these bodies, these vehicles temporarily. And at whatever age you are, you're not going to be that age but once. These bodies aren't meant to last forever. So while you can do these things, why not do it? Which goes into my next thing that I'm learning that I have discovered and am learning to embody within myself is being the main character in my life. Taking up space and being the main character are hand in hand. If you're saying you're taking up space, you cannot shy away from being the main character. I feel like for me at this point in my life, I should be such the main character that I am pissing people off. I should be making people angry with me. I am so embodied and taking up so much space. And I don't mean like in a snobby way, but if they see it as snobby, that's on them. No, I am so in touch with myself, so unapologetically in love with myself, so unapologetically aware that I'm the master of my reality and this is my human experience, that this is my stage. Remember Shakespeare, all the world's a stage? This is my stage. The moment I open my eyes, I have said action. So I should be aware and intentional about every moment of my day, down to the way I wear my clothes, the way I talk, the way I carry myself. I should be embodying the main character energy in my life because that's what's going to get me in what I'm wanting, is being the main character in my life. Because we keep telling ourselves and I don't mean to say we, I keep saying, okay, I'll say it for myself. When I say we, I mean those around me that I encounter in my life. So I don't ever want anyone to take that and say, oh no, she's saying I said that. I don't do that. I'm not. I am not saying that. It's a habit for me. I talk with my husband about these things a lot. So, but as I was saying, give me a second, y'all, because I lost my train of thought. Yes, that's the way I want to say it. That's why I keep coming out that way. We have this habit, and I feel like every human does this, at least every once in a while, of like wanting to become something and then telling ourselves we're not that yet because we don't understand our power. We don't understand the power of our attention, the power of our thoughts, the power of the imagination we were given when we were children. We don't know. We were conditioned not to know. Conspiracy theorists. But I mean, as I was saying, we were conditioned not to know. From the moment we're born, we're all conditioned. And you can call it a conspiracy if you want to. But even if you live in the middle of like nowhere and you only have 2 parents, that's it. And they do everything they can to teach you light and love and positivity. You're still being conditioned from the moment that they teach you, safety. The moment they teach you how to clean yourself. Like everything is conditioning. Everything is conditioning. So to say we've been conditioned isn't the bad part. It's what we've been conditioned into. As a society, there's certain things we've been conditioned to. As a collective human, being of humans on the planet, there's certain things we've conditioned ourselves into. And then it gets into, family conditioning and things like that. Sometimes it's just what your ancestor was conditioned into, and so they put it in you, and it's innocent, but like all these things aren't serving us. So when I say that we've been conditioned to believe that we're not the thing we want yet, I don't mean it like negatively. I mean like, yeah, we've been conditioned kind of to think that if we want to be a musician, it's when we grow up. Yeah, Tommy wants to be a musician and Tommy will be one when Tommy grows up. No, Tommy's a musician now. If Tommy says so. We're told that our imaginary friends are imaginary friends, and I get it. They're not. We can't see them, but we can't see ancestors either. We can't see angels either, but we talk about angel numbers. You can't see energy, not with your naked eye, but we all know energy is real. So you see where I'm going? So it's like we were told things a certain way, and because we were told them as a certain way, we don't understand our gift. And even as I'm saying this to you, it's helping me because I'm realizing when I'm saying like, oh, when I'm like, I decided I wanted to be a dancer, I wanted to be a yoga teacher. Part of me was like, oh, I have to do these things to become a yoga teacher. No, if you want it, you are that. Now you go and do the things that a yoga teacher would do, which is study. You practice, you train, you teach others, you get your licensing. Like that's what you do, but you're already the yoga teacher. You decide. And so that's being the main character in your life, because if you're the main character and we're the actors and the writers of our own story, right? All the world's a stage and we're being the main character in our own life on that stage. If we're doing that, we have to remember we're not just acting, we're writing. So the moment that we decide we want to be a dancer and we write that in, it's not she wants to be, she is now a dancer. She's a dancer. Now she studies, she trains, she practices. She practices under other dance instructors and so on and so forth. Because when you say I am, it hits different. I'm gonna be. You guys, if you're watching this, you know the difference. That's why you say, I am that. So going back into being that main character. Okay, so that means when I want something, instead of saying I'm going to get it, it's mine. It's already mine. It's done. Because I'm the main character. So why wouldn't it be? I'm also the writer. You can't tell the writer what they can and can't put in their own show. Like, it's my story. Get it? So embodying that all the way down to unapologetically setting boundaries, telling people no, things of this nature. This is what I mean when I say being the main character in my life. If I'm coming off as obnoxious, I'm sorry, but that has nothing to do with me. And actually, I'm not sorry. I don't know what to tell you. I'm the main character in my life. I enjoy being the main character in my life. I enjoy walking into places like I belong here. I enjoy holding my head up and taking up space like I belong here, because I do. Because I'm only gonna have this body for a little while. And it's like, it took me this many years to get here. It took me until the age of 34 to get to the point to understand that shrinking is it's abuse to the self. You're neglecting self-care. That's why I want to say it. Shrinking is neglecting self-care. Because you get a therapeutic release. It takes bravery to take up space, but it also is so freeing when you do. And when you get comfortable in it, it is so freeing to be in a space. And what that means, when you have a release, that's therapeutic. That means you're releasing stress. You're not holding something within yourself. And if you don't be you, no one else is going to be you. If I'm not sharing this, and I'm not sharing my version of the human experience, no one else on the planet is going to have Esme's version of the human experience. And no one's going to have your version of it. So, like, that's why we have to be the main characters in our lives. And we can't always just shrink when someone else comes in the room, or apologize, or explain ourselves, or just second guess ourselves or compare ourselves to other. I'm going to say it better. I'm going to say it differently. I am not spending any more time comparing myself to anyone else. I'm not doing it. I'm not allowing my mind to do it. And my mind does it often. Too often, my mind will sit and just go over and over and over all the ways that someone else who's not me isn't me. They're not me. They're not you, babe. And I want you to know that too. They're not you, babe. They're not. I don't care what you think you have to bring to the world. If you think you don't have anything to bring, you're wrong. You're wrong. Okay? You're wrong. You have something to bring to the world. It doesn't matter whether you know you've impacted someone's life or not. You have. You matter. And you are one of one. You're rare. You're rare. When you realize how rare you are, there's a confidence in that. There's a comfortability in knowing there is no one else that's going to do things like I do them. There's no one else that's going to rock this fit. No one else is going to speak the way that I do, think the way that I do whatever talent this is that I have the way that I am. And when you think you haven't benefited someone, when you think you haven't benefited anyone, the universe will show you. God, the universe, whatever you want to call that divine energy, it will show you. I guarantee you, because it's done it to me. It's done it to me every time. Another thing I'm learning, and I think this is the last one because this is like a 20-minute video. So I think I'll get into the other ones in another video. But now moments, not future moments. I have all the goals, right? Like everyone, we all have all the goals, and we have this thing of like focusing on the goal. Like, yeah. And you know how Neville says, focus on the, stay in the feeling of the wish fulfilled, which means stay in the end, right? So stay in the end. I have to remind myself the end is not over there. The end's right here. The end's right here because I wrote it. I'm the main character, right? Main character energy, writing that ending to that movie because I'm the writer in my story. So it's now. And remember how we said earlier that it's about understanding that when you decide you want to be something or you want something, understanding that it's already done. Now you're just embodying it. Now you're just doing the things that they would do, right? You're a doctor. You're doing the things a doctor would do. It doesn't matter when you get your doctorate. You're a doctor now because you've decided that's what you want. So now moments, not the future moment. My brain is always like trying that trick of time, which we know time doesn't exist. It's always now, babe. It's always now. which is another part of it. It's like, where are you going? You're going this place in your head. That's not what the creation, that's not what the mind is for. That's not what the imaginative space is for, because now ego has trapped you in future instead of in now, because you're thinking about, oh yeah, when I get over here and I get my manifestation, when I get this, and now you're missing out on today. The manifestation is here. That's another part of it, is when I get it, that's lack. So that's keeping it away from you. So when you say it's already here, I'm already that. Period. There's nothing else to that. So, and doing that, there's so much peace. There's so much power and peace in the now moment. And I had to learn that. Like, and I know you guys have probably heard that before, the power of now, Eckhart Tolle, like it's all over the place, but like, and like, I know it, but at the same time, when you have to, yes, let me catch my words, ADD moment. The human experience involves knowing a lesson or knowing something about what it's like to be human and what you got to do, and then having to learn it over and over and over to like retrain yourself. And how did my therapist say to me? She said, well, how many years were you this way? How many years did you have these pattern behaviors before you learned this? So do you expect yourself to be able to do this new thing overnight? Because that's not how it's going to work. If you were this way for years, for a decade, and now you're learning to be something else, and I'm going to fidget. Now you're learning to be something else. How long do you think that's going to take you to learn that new thing? Because look how long it took you, how long you stayed in this other energy, this other pattern behavior. So that's what it's like when you're learning things like, okay, be in the now. You're like, oh, I know, that's easy, that's great. But then your brain's like, over there. And you're like, no. Come back here. Come back here. We're here. Yeah, we're here. Everything we want, it's already here. Just look. How does Kendrick say, turn the TV off? Does anybody actually know? Like, do you know? Do you hear it in the lyrics? Because I heard it. And I'm like, okay, let me turn my TV off and go outside. Anyway, that's a side note. So those were some of the things. Those were some of the things I wanted to bring to you guys today. I love you guys. I love rambling for you guys and just going on these little tangents about what I've discovered in my human experience and sending it into the ether, because I know that someone out there is like, oh yeah, I do that. I need to do that. So I'm grateful to have this platform to share this with you guys on. And I'm grateful for all of you taking me in and holding space and listening to me, and namaste to you. I love you. And you're doing a great job. I don't care what you're doing. I do not care what it is. I say this every time, and I mean it. I say it because I mean it, because I have to realize the same thing for myself. I have to tell myself this. Okay? So since I have to tell myself this, and you may have forgotten to say it to yourself today, give me a second. Let me get my serious face on here. Let me get my love face. I love you. You are doing a phenomenal job at whatever it is you're doing. It doesn't matter. If you are alive right now, you're doing a great job. Drink some water today. Go take care of yourself. And make today beautiful on purpose, my friend. Namaste.